Donald Trump's attorney general just floated sending prisoners to Alcatraz. Now, why did she, Pam Bondi, suggest sending prisoners to this defunct island prison off the coast of San Francisco? Because Donald Trump suggested it. And there is nothing too ridiculous for Pam Bondi to be on her knees praying to the altar of Donald Trump. She also ranted about Molly, the drug, but she doesn't even sound totally sure what she's talking about. What is certain is that Pam Bondi is completely unqualified and clearly auditioning for who the hell knows what. In Trump's second term, loyalty is everything and competence not so much. So let's start with this moment that feels kind of like it was ripped from a bad parody of a 1990s action film. Bondi on live TV saying, we are going to send people to Alcatraz.
Yeah. This guy is the leader. He's the number one guy. And I want them to stay in our prisons as long as possible. I've no desire to send them back to Mexico because they were coming across our border illegally. No longer will they be able to do that. But the amount of drugs, the amount of money, the amount of weapons, most of these individuals, if convicted, will remain in American prisons. Perhaps Alcatraz.
Perhaps Alcatraz, a prison that's been closed for 60 years, now a tourist attraction. You can get a hoodie there and learn about the lore of the place. The idea that anybody is going to be sent to Alcatraz as a prison is laughably unserious, but that's the point. Pam Bondi isn't trying to be serious. She's trying to be loyal. And her entire job now is to affirm every single Trump fantasy. There is no Trump fantasy too absurd for her to say, we're going to do it. If Trump says we're reopening Alcatraz, she will nod and, maybe suggest we put Anthony Fauci, as some of them refer to him, in a cell. But as we talked about, it's just not going to happen. Federal prison population is down 25%. There's empty space all over the country in federal prisons. Why would you spend years rehabbing Alcatraz? It's just not going to happen. And then Pam Bondi's performance gets even worse. She tries to go full law and order by talking about drugs. And the result is so incoherent, it borders on a Saturday Night Live skit. Listen to this. Listen to her talking about Molly.
People need to know. Parents need to know. Kids need to know. This fentanyl, this bus, these 3 million pills for oxycodone, they put this in Xanax. They put this in Adderall. They put this in Molly, the date drug or the party drug, something called Molly. They put it in cocaine and they put it in marijuana. And it is to get you so highly addicted that you can't get off it.
Say say what you will about Matt Gaetz, and there's plenty to say. If he had survived his short-lived nomination to be Attorney General, we at least would have an Attorney General who knows exactly what Molly is, right? He practically lived in a spring break TikTok. But Pam Bondi doesn't know what's going on, other than she knows I must be loyal to Trump. If Trump takes the drugs are bad, okay, approach, then Pam Bondi takes it. If Trump says we're going to Alcatraz, she says, who do we send first? And it is as absurd as it has ever been. Is there anything that could happen in this administration that would change the most valuable currency from loyalty to something else? Well, later on in the show, you're going to see a competition for who can be most loyal to Trump, and it's very ugly. Remember that my book, The Echo Machine, is available for sale everywhere books are sold. An instant New York Times bestseller. Remember to review the book on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Goodreads if you have it. Let's take a very quick break and be right back. I'll often talk to my friends about what do we really think is private on our computers and on our phones. And many people believe that their emails are genuinely private. And it turns out that a lot of the email services are looking at your emails and can look at your emails even after you have deleted them, which is why I recommend our sponsor, StartMail, a trusted name in secure email for more than a decade. StartMail is based in the Netherlands. Netherlands is known for very strong data protection laws. Your emails won't be scanned. Your emails won't be tracked. StartMail will block those invasive tracking pixels so you won't be monitored by companies and by hackers. And when you delete an email in StartMail, it is gone for good. Your data stays private. They are all in on this with a ton of features, including aliases to keep you anonymous, strong encryption with your emails. It is super easy to move to StartMail. It's a few clicks, migrate your emails, migrate your contacts. You really can't go wrong. Try StartMail for yourself, completely free for 7 days at startmail.com/Pacman, which will also give you 50% off your first year. The link is in the description.